Hi, Flirt friends, and welcome to February. I swear, time is passing faster than ever, and I find it harder to keep up with all the incredible games releasing with each month that comes and leaves. Regardless, I've once again explored the darkest reaches of Steam's libraries and pulled out 19 of what I feel are the best games releasing this month. I've taken the liberty of sorting this video by genre as well. So if you're looking for something in particular, feel free to check the video chapters in the description to find exactly what you want. We're featuring everything from action-y and story-rich adventures to, of course, your cozy and casual titles. So feel free to browse to your heart's content. Or enjoy watching the entire way through to perhaps find something amazing that you might have missed otherwise. Either way, we're jumping headfirst into the top 19 games releasing this February.
Come. Your Emperor has chosen you as our envoy to the living lands. That wild frontier suffers from the dream scourge. Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
I have to be honest, when I saw the first ever trailer for Avowed, I absolutely thought it was going to say Elder Scrolls 6 at the end of it. This action-packed adventure RPG, though, is not an Elder Scrolls game, despite the similarities in combat and fantasy feel. The world of Avowed is far more alive, though, with your every action affecting how it grows and evolves around you. Wander the world testing dozens of different combat mechanics, catering to your preferred play style over time. And perhaps find a companion to join you on your journey, offering aid in their own unique ways. With time and dedication, you might start to heal the mysterious corruption that's overrun this place. Or perhaps uncover the darker secrets behind how it came to be at all. Needless to say, as an action RPG lover, I'm excited. But Obsidian Entertainment has struggled to deliver a rock-solid game in recent years, so I'm just hoping they've united as a team to truly give us something worth playing. If you're looking for a more casual yet goofy adventure experience this month, then perhaps check out Big Helmet Heroes. This cinematic 3D beat-em-up indie gem is offering us quirky characters, co-op combat, and a tale that will have us rescuing the innocent from goblins who should look into wielding weapons more appropriate to their size. This team is also going above and beyond with its visuals, breathing life into the world and environment in ways most indie teams can only dream of. They haven't stopped there, though, crafting unique battle experiences that will have you testing your mettle in a variety of crafty ways. So be prepared to bring your best to this one, or risk getting an axe straight to the face. If you're looking for a true RPG experience this month and are comfortable with more mature themes, then take a gander at Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. This first-person action-adventure tale set in the open world of medieval Europe will have you gallivanting across the countryside, finding quests of grandeur, and ladies ready to distract you from them. Careful though, the choices you make will have consequences. And if you pick a fight with the wrong person, you might wind up with a bigger battle on your hands than expected. The civilians won't just turn a blind eye to you either, reporting crime and noticing when you're covered in blood and dirt. So make sure you invest some time into your personal hygiene if you don't want to wind up in jail. If you find yourself excited for this one, don't worry, it's just around the corner coming February 4th.
You can't outrun death.
Our next feature is taking a page out of Escape from Tarkov's book and blending it with an open world fantasy RPG feel. You'll be arming yourself with your medieval weapon of choice, or perhaps a magic staff, and adventuring out into the world in search of fantastic loot and spoils. It's not just the NPCs hiding behind the trees though, so watch your back, as PvP is at the heart of this one. Use the world to your advantage by charging through walls or hurling boulders at your enemies. Take your friends as backup and fight your way through the world for the right to claim new weapons, treasures, and more. Don't worry, it's not all blood and war, with the ability to rest within the walls of the city. While you're there, fortify your weapons and prepare elixirs for your next journey. You're probably going to need them. Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery is coming to early access on February 12th.
Welcome to your home on land, Rich Island, a remote fishing village where you wash ashore with no memory or much else to your name. Local island boy Noah Rich, feline friend Goro, and family take you in and become the first allies of your pirate adventure.
Yo-ho and a bottle of rum, anyone? Yes, your favorite Yakuza is now hoisting the sails in the setting of Hawaii. You'll need to make sure you keep your cannons at the ready, as this pirate-themed Yakuza game is all about naval combat and sword-flinging fun. Ironically, your character has absolutely no memory of what happened to him or why he suddenly awoke on a sandy shore, but it'll be up to you to discover the who, what, and why, creating your own adventures as you go. As typical of the Yakuza team, there will be tons of stuff to do in the cities you explore, and plenty of fights to pick. Also, a guitar to shred and sharks to summon. Honestly, fans of the franchise are bound to have a blast. As someone who grew up watching her older brother smash his face into Monster Hunter dry, I can safely say Monster Hunter has come an incredibly long way from where it started. And with this newest addition to the franchise, they're taking an even bigger leap forward, offering an open world experience that will have you running with herds of beasts and wrestling monsters in massive environments. It's bound to delight. Here's to hoping the Capcom team has invested a lot of time into ensuring you'll be able to experience it at peak performance level, and that it won't turn everyone's PC into embarrassing potatoes. This is not the kind of game you'll want to consume at 30 FPS. That being said, if everything goes according to plan, I imagine this might set a new standard for the Monster Hunter franchise moving forward. If you've been around the channel for a while, then you've probably already seen our coverage of the playtest version of Sworn. It was a proper blast as far as roguelikes go, and the Arthurian lore blended with its fantastic art style only stands to complement its fluid combat and tight hitboxes. offering us dozens of class, weapon, and damage combos that will cater to anyone's playstyle. I have high hopes for it, and I'm excited to check out the early access release. We only got a small taste of the systems with the demo, and already I could feel myself getting addicted to the hopeless cycle of smashing our faces through the floors and eventually beating up the Knights of the Round Table like we ran the forests of Sherwood. If we're able, we'll seek to provide you with our full thoughts on this one soon. Calling all JRPG lovers, The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 is hitting the stores on February 14th. In this sequel, you'll be returning to the Calvard Republic to solve the mystery of the Crimson Beast, whose appearance has spurred a series of murders devastating the land and its peoples. You'll be charging into battle, or perhaps fishing off the docks, in order to lend your hand in finding the culprit. A fair warning, this one does have some mature themes, so if you're bothered easily, it might be better to skip it. That being said, if you love a heavy dose of storytelling in your adventure RPGs and adore the anime art style, then this is one to consider for sure.
Honestly, Swan, I'm glad, but slightly surprised that you showed up tonight.
When I saw your text, all these memories came flooding back.
If you've been waiting for the next entry from the Life is Strange development team, then you'll be happy to know your wait is ending February 18th. This mysterious new adventure will have you stepping into the shoes of a group of friends set in the summer of 1995. Their harmless and seemingly wholesome activities come complete with an eerie undertone, leaving you bouncing back and forth between the past and the present to uncover the truth behind their dark secrets. If you happen to play the studio's first entry into the gaming world, then you know that gorgeous sunsets and flowery meadows are not what's waiting for us at the end of Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. So buckle up, it's gonna be a timey-wimey ride.
As soon as I arrived in town, things felt wrong. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm having these disturbing visions. There's a darkness hunting the people in this place.
Alright, I know we don't typically feature anything that falls into the realm of horror, but Slender Threads had me so intrigued that I couldn't help but feature it. This point-and-click adventure will place you into the terrified overalls of a traveling salesman who finds himself caught up in a heap of trouble. The walls have eyes, the floors have booby traps, and the people do not intend on being much help. But if you get it right, you might find out what's causing the string of horrific deaths in this all-too-quiet seaside town. I hope you enjoy hearing voices and walking in on things you weren't supposed to, because this one is making its way out to the Steam store on February 7th. Another title that has piqued our curiosity this month is Urban Myth Dissolution Center. While its art style might deceive you at first, this supernatural murder mystery-esque game will have you diving into the depths of urban myths to uncover the truths behind each of them. With a colorful cast of characters who might just be out to murder you or help you on your adventures, set out in search of answers by collecting evidence, browsing social media, and digging into the hidden pasts of each client you handle. With the paranormal taking the stage, consult your company's psychic for help, or rely on your own instincts to solve each case. Be careful who you trust, though, as you never know who's being truthful and who's just waiting for you to let your guard down. Have you ever dreamed about doing nothing but digging a hole? Well, there's a game for that. No, I'm not kidding. A game about digging a hole is exactly as its name describes. You're an average citizen who takes a good look at your backyard and decides that excavating and terraforming the land for rich minerals and resources is going to become your life's mission. Equip your favorite shovel and get started because there's a lot of ground to uncover. Sell off your findings for precious upgrades, and maybe even uncover something mysterious at the bottom of your endless hole. Who knows? This deceivingly simple title is blessing the Steam store on February 7th.
Teringatku akan kata-kata darimu tentang mimpi yang kau tuju. Semua terasa jauh, juga terasa sukar. Sampai kini kau tak ada.
If you're looking to have your heart hit right where it hurts this month, then might we introduce you to Afterlove EP. This musically charged slice of life adventure puts you into the shoes of a young musician who's struggling with the recent death of his girlfriend. Don't worry though, his bandmates and close friends are there, determined to see him move on and forward with his life, and into a place of happiness. That might prove to be a hard task though, as he's been hearing her voice wherever he goes. You'll have 28 days in the game to see if you can help him succeed in his dreams of becoming a musician, or get stuck in the cycle of loss. I hope you're ready for this one to hurt, because it's blessing the stores on February 14th.
Izer Studio, developer of Police Simulator, challenges you to take on a new duty. Saving lives in San Pelicano open world is no easy task. Start your shift responding to an emergency.
We have a few people in our fort walls who adore a good simulation experience, and one that seems a step above the run-of-the-mill rush development builder sims is Ambulance Life, a paramedic simulator. Now, an obvious word of caution if you're sensitive to blood and the idea of handling emergency accidents and medical calls. But if you are at the least bit interested in experiencing what these hardworking people go through, then it's one to take a gander at. Yes, you will be the one on the scene administering life-saving treatments and transporting patients to the hospital. Every moment will count in this one, so do try to learn quickly and drive carefully. Did someone ask for an adorable game all about being a bunny? Specifically one who owns a bakery and spends their day exploring the open world in search of ingredients and friendship. Well, if you answered yes, then I'm happy to introduce you to Cinnabunny. This little life sim will have you tending your garden, galloping across the fields on a doe, flying fantastic airplanes, and descending into the dark caves in search of precious materials. At the end of a long day, take comfort in just decorating your homestead and shop to make it the most it can be. Don't want to go it alone? Play in local multiplayer and take a friend along for the journey so that you can both be the best bunnies there ever were. Honestly, if you're a fan of all things cute and cozy, this one is bound to keep your heart fluffy and warm this month.
Civilization was a game that was created during a time when we were just discovering what games could be. And we said, let's put the entire history of the world into a game and make it fun.
The amount of people I've heard say, I've been playing Civ since the first one, in the last 2 weeks is, well, quite a few people, Derek included. The next sequel in the franchise is coming February 11th and promises a whole new level of civilization building. Instead of a single historical figure to advance through the ages, now, each time you hit a new point of civilization, you'll get to choose a new leader to follow and keep advancing your world ever further. Of course, you can look forward to all of your favorite systems getting a decent facelift, putting you in control of resources, upgrades, and city advancements. Establish new towns and territories, uncover enemies, and decide whether you'll seek peace and cooperation or claim the entire land for yourself. You'll fight off war from the land and sea and attempt to keep your colony healthy as the ages pass. All I have to say is, if you're a strategy and city builder lover, then this one's a must-play for sure. The age of games being full-screened applications that we play for hours on end are, well, coming to an end. With an uprising of titles that are taking up only the bottom portion of our screen and distracting us with adorable animals and oodles of things to do. In Tiny Pasture, it will be a screen full of different critters who will expect warm meals, gentle pets, and supposedly won't interrupt your work or study sessions. Honestly, loves, there's no way I can play any of these games without being heavily distracted, but I do adore the concept of them. Perhaps if you're not as easily distracted as myself, you'll find this to be a great complement to your workday. And if not, maybe it's worth checking out regardless. Tiny Pasture is invading your screen on February 17th. I'm always skeptical of new horse games releasing, and despite my love for anything horse related due to my 21 years spent riding and training them, there's such an anomaly for animators that half the time I prefer those who can't get it right to just not bother. That being said, Unbridled, that horse game, has been diligent in listening to their community's feedback and is bringing their game to early access on February 19th. They're offering us true freedom to breed, train, and ride our horses all across the countryside and competitions, with a horse creator tool that's taking the tiny details a big step forward. They've even included online co-op to bring that sense of community along with it. Here's to hoping this is one that will finally please the horse gaming community.
This game is for everyone. Every being? Plants are alive too, right? And, everything. Even a skeleton, I guess.
If you're looking for a quirky point-and-click, hurry-up-and-wait game to play this month, then check out While Waiting. Every scene and interaction will have you waiting for something, and sometimes those might be unpleasant things. But perhaps you find a way to wait for them anyway. And believe me when I say, there are a lot of hilarious things for you to get up to. Perhaps you're waiting for the bus and stumble upon a moose who launches you halfway across the world. Or maybe you strap a set of balloons to yourself while you're waiting for the fireworks show. Who's to say what you'll do, and what will happen when you do it? But by gosh, is it going to be a good time. This one is blessing us on February 5th. And with that, we've reached the end of our list. Don't forget to add anything you found and loved to your wish list, as it has a huge impact on its overall development. Feel free to share in the comments what you plan on playing this month, and if there's anything you'd like to see come to the channel, then don't be afraid to ask. We do our best to prioritize what our community wants to see. Before you leave, consider tapping that subscribe button. We're constantly sharing news about upcoming and newly released games, so we can promise you'll have a packed wish list no matter the month. Thanks as always for taking the time to watch, and we hope you have a lovely February. See you in the next one.